What's up, everyone? Today's January 23rd, 2021. Most of us woke up to news this morning that legendary TV host Larry King has passed away at the age of 87, following a short battle with the cerveza virus, or the beer bug, whatever you want to call it. In this video, we're going to discuss the numerology of this man's passing, particularly how it is connected to the 3 TV shows that he's known for. Larry King Live, his first show on CNN. Larry King Now, a show which was on Hulu and other platforms. And finally, Politicking with Larry King. Now, as a disclaimer, there was one other show that he starred on before Larry King Live, but it was a smaller show, not network television, and has no dates associated with it. So we're just going to be focusing on these 3. So let's get into it. We start with Larry King's birthday, which fell in the year 33, a number commonly stamped on the coronavirus. This is the reverse reduction value of the word corona. Now, Larry King's birthday or death fell 65 days after his date of birth. Notice how today's primary numerology, 1 plus 23 plus 20 plus 21, sums to 65. The word pandemic equals 65 in the alphabetic order. But perhaps more interesting is that when you include the end date, we find he died a span of 66 days after his birthday. 66 being the ordinal value of corona. Both King's birth and stage names, Zeiger and King, have Jewish gematria of 66. Now, in the reduction method, King sums to 23, and his death fell on the 23rd day of the year. He died of this virus that's called Covid-19, which in the alphabetic order sums to 139. Measuring from the end of his first show on CNN to the date of his death is a span of 10 years and 39 days. The number 139 is a prime number. That would be the 34th prime number. If you instead measure from the end of his second show to his death, you find it's a span of 340 days. The name Larry sums to 34 in reverse reduction. As we saw, King died a span of 66 days of his birthday. After his birthday, a number of corona, King, and Zeiger. The 66th book of the Bible is Revelation. And of course, Revelation's number of the beast is 666, a number which shares reverse gematria with Larry King's full birth name. King died at the age of 87. In the reverse alphabetic order, 666 equals 87. In the book of Revelation, 666 is revealed as the number of the beast in 1318. If you measure from the debut of Larry King Live, King's first network television show, to the date of his death, you get exactly 13,018 days. 666 is the 36th triangular number. And check out the date of the first episode of Larry King Live, the 3rd of June, or 3/6. If you instead measure from the debut of his second series, Larry King Now, to the date of his death, you get a span of 3,006 days. Larry King Now even debuted on the 306th day of a leap year. If you multiply 666 times 2, you get 1,332 as a product. Larry King Live, his first series, lasted 1,332 weeks. His second series, Larry King Now, lasted 2,666 days. His third show also has numerology connected to 666. If you consider the sixth prime number is 13, Politicking with Larry King first aired on the date 61313, which in primes reduces to 666. In the language of Gematria, 666 is connected to the number 156. This is also the ordinal value of triple sixes. Now, the 156th prime number is 911. The name Larry sums to 911. And consider how the owner of the World Trade Center, on the date that it was destroyed, remember his name was Larry Silverstein. He even bought the World Trade Center a span of 1 month and 19 days before its destruction. So the name Larry, summing to 911, well, if you measure from the end of his first series to the debut of Politicking with Larry King, you find it was a span of 911 days. Measuring from that same date to the date of his death, you get 91 months and 10 days. Both of these measurements with connections to the number 911. As we commonly discuss, the number 113 is a primary number of deception. If you write the word lie, the letters L and I are similar to 1 and E is similar to 3. All of these words in both reverse and ordinal sum to 113, having to do with mainstream broadcasting, being dishonest, telling fiction, providing disinfo. Well, notice how Larry King's full birth name, Lawrence Harvey Zeiger, sums to 113 in reduction. Larry King Live, his first show on CNN, debuted on a date with primary numerology of 113. This was also 1 day before I was born. Measuring from the debut of that show to the debut of his second show was 10,013 days. Measuring from the end of his first show to the end of his second show, 110 months and 3 days. All right, a couple other things I want to share with you guys here. There's also an eclipse riddle, which I didn't focus on, but it's here. Of course, 666 is a major eclipse number. This begins with the Earth's polar axis on a 66.6 degree tilt to the plane of the sun. And as I always describe, the number 666 coded into the moon. Measuring from the last total solar eclipse to the death of Larry King is a span of 41 days. The name King equals 41 in the alphabetic order. His death is also 41 months after the Great American Eclipse back in August of 2017. If you instead measure from his death to the second Great American total solar eclipse, you even get 3 years and 11 weeks, which is the Gematria of the Beast. The number that 666 is relevant to. Now, this is the 113 riddle, which I already shared. I wanted to say there was something else, but do feel free to check the description below, as I have my video linked where I discuss how all of these organizations that are pushing the coronavirus agenda are all coded with the number 666. In those slides, I mentioned how 666 times 2 is 1332, and that was how many weeks Larry King Live was on TV. Well, 1332 is very close to 1331. And also in the description below, you'll find my video discussing how 1331 is the ultimate eclipse number. 666 and 1331 always coded together. Well, notice how the network CNN has Gematria of 13 and 31. King's full birth name sums to 103 and 310 in reverse, which, makes sense why he was on CNN for so long. His final show on CNN even had a or was even a date with 1331 numerology. Oh, let's see. There was one other thing I wanted to share. This number 65 is relevant for another reason as well. Consider how in the King James Bible they call it 603 score and 6, which sums to 313, the 65th prime number. So both 65 and 66 are connected to this 666 beast code, so to speak. Man, there was one other thing I wanted to share about CNN. I can't remember what it was. It's worth mentioning, of course, that, he didn't die just of COVID-19. Of course, Larry King will go down as a COVID-19 death, but he had a number of health problems, but doesn't matter to the statistics. They'll still blame COVID. But hey, if you want to learn anything about COVID-19, right underneath this video, there's a nice box for you to check, because every single thing the mainstream media is telling you about coronavirus is 100% true. It's all absolutely true. And you should all listen to them and obey them, because they're the authority here. Of course, that's bullshit. All right, guys. Thanks for jumping in. Peace, love, God bless, and we'll talk to you next time. See ya.